Assalamu alaikum. Dear learners, I welcome you all to our online class. I hope you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah and are doing well with the studies. Today I am before you with a very important class, and the class is designed for the students of class 8. As I am not new, still I am introducing myself. This is Muhammad Ali Imran, assistant teacher, Narangunj High School and College. Today I will take a class from Unit 7, Lesson 2 for class 8. Dear students, look at the picture. Here there are two pictures for you. What do you see in the picture? First of all, what do you see in the first picture? Can you tell me what is the picture is about? Yes, you are right. The picture is about the map of Japan. You know that Japan is situated between a sea and an ocean, that is Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Japan. In the next picture, what do you see? Yes, you are right. It is the sea beach or the sea coast of Japan. Look at another pictures. In the sea coast, you will find some people who are gathering here and selling some things, especially the sea things, fish, pearls, etc. And another picture, you will also find a group of people. They look same type. What do you see? Who are they? The second picture, who are they? Do you tell me? Yes, they are divers. But in the sea coast of Japan, there are fishing villages. But in these fishing villages, there lived some special group who dive into the sea and collects the valuable things from the deep into the sea, especially pearls. What are they called? Do you know the special name of this group? Yes, you are right. They are called Ama divers. So, our today's passage is Ama divers. Look at the picture. The Ama divers here, the divers are dive into the sea and collects the pearls from the deep into the sea. Now, as it is a reading text, as it is a reading part, and it is important for your exam, what will you learn after reading the passages? Look at the screen. By reading this passage, you will get a clear concept, get a clear idea about the passage, and get a more information about Ama divers. Second one, you will be able to solve the multiple choice question. After reading the passage, you will find some questions, and then you will be able to write the correct answer of some questions. After multiple choice, you will find some questions, and you will have to answer this type of questions. But if you read the passage perfectly, you will be able to give the answer perfectly. Now let's start the passage. Before going to passage, you have to learn some important vocabularies from the passage. That will help you to understand the passage perfectly, correctly. Now look at the vocabulary. The first one is coast. You know what do you mean by coast? You know, I hope you know that. That means seashore. Coast is situated beside the sea. A coast is land that is situated beside the sea. Next one is amazing. Amazing means surprising. What happened? Something happened suddenly, an unexpected event for what you are not ready. Next one is diver. Look at the spelling, D-I-V-E-R, not driver. There is lots of difference between divers and drivers. A divers dive into the sea and collects the valuable things from the sea. A driver play vehicles. তাহলে diver means a person or a group of people who dive or dives underwater. Next one is breathing equipment. Breathing equipment. Equipment means instrument. Some instruments that help us to take breath. For diving into the sea, the divers need to some special equipments by which they take breath easily and consume the breath, hold the breath for a long time. I hope you understand the special vocabularies, some keywords of these pages. Now is the time to read out the pages. Here there is there is another word is also remaining, profession, that means occupations. You know that there are many types of professions, but here the professions, our divers, diving is their main profession. They are the group of AMA divers, especially you know that especially they are women. So in some fishing village along the coast of Japan, তাহলে আমরা বুঝতে পারলাম যে জাপানের along the coast side of Japan or beside the coast of Japan there are some fishing villages, but there are amazing groups of women known as AMA divers. But in this village there is a special group of people who they are known as AMA divers. These women worked and is still working as AMA. That means they work for a long time and still now they are working as a divers. The word AMA means women of the sea or sea women. In Bangla, AMA means women of the sea, মানে সাগর কন্যা অথবা সাগরের মহিলা, সাগরের জীবন জীবিকার উপর যাদের সাগরের উপর নির্ভর করে যাদের জীবিকা এবং ডাইভিং তাদের পেশা প্রফেশন আমরা আগে জেনেছি, সেই পেশার উপর নির্ভর করে তাদের জীবন জীবিকা চলতেছে, এই জন্য তাদেরকে বলা হয় সি ওমেন। দ্যাট মিনস তারা দে আর ডিপেন্ডেন্ট অন সি। Next sentences. In this sentence we also find some divers who are collecting something from the seashore, and the next one is a diver is diving deep into the sea. Look at the paces. They are independent divers. What do you mean by independent? Independent means they are free divers. That means they do not use any kind of equipment, any kind of instrument to dive into the sea. They make their living by diving. They lead their life by this profession. They can dive to the deep of the sea up to 25 meters, and they are able to dive into the sea up to 25 meters. You have to collect the information. 25 meters is a long distance. Without using any kind of equipment, they can dive into the sea up to 25 meters, and they dive without using oxygen. That is the question. They dive without using oxygen tanks or other breathing equipments. কোনো ধরনের শ্বাস প্রশ্বাস নিঃশ্বাস নেওয়ার জন্য অক্সিজেন ট্যাঙ্কস তারা ব্যবহার করে নেই এবং কোনো ধরনের অন্য কোনো যন্ত্রপাতিও তাদের ব্যবহার করতে হতো না। বর্তমানে আমরা ডাইভিং যাদেরকে দেখি তারা বিভিন্ন ধরনের অক্সিজেনের ট্যাঙ্কস এবং শ্বাস নিঃশ্বাস দীর্ঘক্ষণ রাখার জন্য বিভিন্ন ধরনের ইনস্ট্রুমেন্ট ব্যবহার করে। The next one, the AMA divers rely on their own skills. Here really means depend. তাহলে বলছিলাম যে তারা কোনো ধরনের অক্সিজেন ট্যাঙ্কস অথবা কোনো ধরনের যান্ত্রিক মেশিন টেশিন ব্যবহার করা ছাড়াই তারা ডাইভ দেয় এবং তারা নির্ভর করে তাদের ওন স্কিলস অ্যান্ড ব্রেথিং টেকনিক্স। দে আর ডিপেন্ডেন্ট অন দেয়ার ওন স্কিল and breathing. They have, that means they have special technique and special skill they gather. They use the skills and technique to push themselves down to the bottom of the sea and back to the surface again. তাহলে এই তাদের যে নিজস্ব দক্ষতা এবং কৌশল আছে এর মাধ্যমেই তারা সাগরের নিচে যেতে পারে এবং সেখান থেকে আবার নির্দিষ্ট সময়ের মধ্যে ফিরে আসতে পারে। They can hold their breath for up to 2 minutes. They can hold their breath. They can up to 2 minutes, প্রায় 2 মিনিট তারা তাদের এই নিঃশ্বাসটাকে রাখতে পারে। কেয়ারফুল ওয়াচিং, lung capacity and hunter instincts are the special qualities of AMA divers. তাহলে we also know that they careful watching, they have a careful watching, lung capacity, তাদের ফুসফুসের ক্যাপাসিটি আছে অ্যান্ড হান্টার ইনস্টিংস এবং শিকারের মনোবল তাদের মধ্যে অনেক আর স্পেশাল এগুলা দে আর দেয়ার স্পেশাল কোয়ালিটিস অফ AMA divers. But the situation is changing. However, some of these young villagers are going to the city for other jobs. But to cope up with the present situation, to cope up with the modern world, some of the young villagers, some of the young, some of the young AMA divers are going to the city life for other jobs. Now they are not interested to take diving as a profession. Now they are more interested to go to the city life and they want to engage themselves into new jobs. The remaining AMA divers are now aged between 50 and 60. আর যাদের the rest of the AMA divers are aged between 50 and 60 years old now they are, but there are still some who continue to dive. The young generation are changing their lifestyle, but there are also some divers who continue to dive and at their 70s whose age is now 70 years old. If the young people do not take up, but there is a threatening that if the young people do not take up AMA diving, the profession of diving, soon this profession will die out. Though soon this profession will die out, that means extinct. Their profession will not the প্রফেশনটা ভবিষ্যতে আর আমাদের থাকবে না, আস্তে আস্তে এই AMA ডাইভার্সটা আমাদের মাঝ থেকে হারিয়ে যাবে। Now the second part, choose the correct answer to each question from the alternatives. The word, look at the screen, the word coast in line 1 of the text means. What do you mean by coast? Here first one is land next to or near the sea, land next to or near the pond, land next to or near to the ditch, all of the above. Do you tell me what is the answer? Yes, you are right. land next to or near the sea. Then the second one, the word really in the 6 of the text means. Really means really means what? Depend on with no trust or confidence, depend on with partial trust or confidence, depend on without trust or confidence, depend on with full trust or confidence. What is the correct answer? Okay, depend on with full trust or confidence. Then come to the third one, the word hunter in line 9 of the text means. What do you mean by hunter? One who hunts, one who searches for, one who finds out, one who eats. Yes, you are right. One who hunts. What is the name of Ama? Amazing group of men, wonderful groups of female, normal men, abnormal group of people. Tale Ama, you know that they are especially women. Amazing group of but wonderful groups of female. The Ama divers live in Desh of Japan, the coastal area, the urban area, costly area, cheaper area. So you know that they are living in the coast of Japan. That means they are living the coastal area. Okay. Next you will find some questions. Answer the following questions from your reading of the text. What do you mean by Ama? If you understand the pieces and perfectly, you will able to answer the question. What do you mean by Ama? তোমাদের বোঝাতে আমি তাও বলে দিচ্ছি. Ama means a group of women who dives deep into the sea and collects pearls. Next one, how do they earn their living? তারা কিভাবে তাদের জীবিকা নির্বাহ করে? তাহলে আমরা আগে জেনেছি যে what is their profession? Their profession is diving. তাহলে how do they earn their living? They earn their living by diving, or they earn their living by collecting pearls from the deep into the sea. How long can they control their breath? I have already told you that you have to collect some information from the pieces. How long can they control their breath? In the pieces, we find that they control their breath up to 2 minutes. Where do they live in Japan? The first from the pieces we find in the first line they live in the coast area of Japan. এভাবে তোমরা একটু খেয়াল করো, তোমাদের প্রশ্নগুলো এভাবে বিভিন্ন টাইপের প্রশ্ন হবে, আমাদের প্রশ্ন আসবেই। তোমরা যদি পেসেসটা ভালো করে বুঝতে পারো তাহলে যে কোনো ধরনের প্রশ্ন তুমি অ্যান্সার করতে পারবা। তাহলে ফার্স্ট অফ অল সিন পেসেসে যদি তোমাদের ভালো করতে হয় তাহলে আমাদেরকে পেসেসটা সম্পর্কে ভালো ধারণা নিতে হবে, পেসেসটাকে ভালো করে বুঝতে হবে, তাহলে সব ধরনের অ্যান্সার তোমরা দিতে পারবা। ভাষা তোমরা প্র্যাকটিস করো, তোমাদের পরীক্ষা খুব নিকটবর্তী, আমাদের মডেল টেস্ট পরীক্ষা হবে, আগামী মাস থেকে শুরু হবে। আশা করি তোমরা মনোযোগ সহকারে পড়বে, আমাদের ক্লাসগুলো মনোযোগ সহকারে দেখবে। সে পর্যন্ত ভালো থাকো। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ।